All right, so I'm doing this video a little backwards. I have a Samsung uh, front loader. In here is my model number and my serial number. So, in case you don't have a manual to yours, look up this model number and go to Samsung SamsungElectronic.com or Samsung.com. Even if you just put the model number in Google search, it will come up and pull the manual. All the instructions are in the manual. So at least look that up first before you start calling a technician. All right. Uh, but that's what I did. I pulled up the manual, looked it up. I've been having an error code come up on the screen. It's not on now because the washer is not running, but it shows that up like SE as in Samuel Edward, but it's actually 5E because it's a digital signals confuse S with 5. So I was thinking it's SE, but it's actually 5E. It just means my filter is clogged. And so the way to unclog the filter, I came down here and I opened up. Where is it? There's a seal to this. So this is a drain under the filter. There's a seal to it. It's lying down somewhere. If I find it, I'll show you. But you take the drain off. Okay, be careful when you take the drain off. What I did was I used this water bottle. Just fit the drain into the water bottle to collect it. I collected quite a bit. So I collect like a bottle full. I take it off, dump it in a bucket, bring it back. The moment you level it down, water, you see, water is still coming out. So when it goes down, water comes out. And so I collected enough water, dump it in a bucket. By the way, this is a trap door for the filter. You can see the hooks at the bottom. And up here is a lock thing. So I just put a little coin in there, depress it, and opened it. So that's how I open it. After you drain the water first, right? After you drain the water, this thing sits in here like this. That is the filter. Actually, if I turn it, it'll close. But I open it up, okay? You would not believe what was in here. All this stuff that I got in this plate here came out of this filter. It was completely sealed, like to the brim. I even had to go in there and pull some of the stuff out after I did it. You can see it goes a little deeper. So there's still some debris still in there after I emptied out this. All right, so that is actually the error code SE, well 5E is the error code. It shows up digitally, it shows up as SE, but that was the error code that I was getting for this. And so I got all this trash out. Now the drain, there's a seal to it. I believe it's under the washer now because I had to move the washer off the wall because I'm going to show you the back. I went in the back. The water intake has a filter. I took that filter out and it has calcification. When your water is hard, the calcium, the solid calcium in the water settles in your filter. So I would show you that in the back. Now, also, I took this compartment out. This is how your detergent compartment goes. So I took the whole thing out. These are the components inside the detergent. You can see all this kind of calcification going on here. I'm going to clean this out. All these pieces just fall in here. They are compartments for your detergent, your fabric softener, and your bleach. Okay, so I took this out. I'm going to clean it, give a good clean before I put it back together. All right, so in here, sometimes you have stuff trapped in here, but mine is pretty clean. So I'm just going to wipe down, those edges and make it clean. Now, at the back of the washer, let me show you this. So this is a hot water line. That's a cold water line. Uh, and the operation is straight, right? It's facing straight. This is how you turn it off. So the water is off now. Okay, make sure you turn your water off before you do anything back here. Otherwise, you're gonna have flood. I am fortunate enough I have a drain down here. But if you don't have a drain, just make sure you turn your water line off, and the cold and the hot. Okay, now at the back of it, the lines come in here, and this on top of your water line is indicated hot for this and cold for this. If you miss the lines, your washer is going to be confused. You're calling hot water will give you cold water. So make sure your hot line goes to your hot inlet, and your cold line goes in your cold inlet. And so on mine, this is actually red sometime back, and then it's now looking a little grayed out. But this is the cold, and that's the hot. Now, when you take that off, on the cold side, I have this blue one, and you can see calcification again, hard water leaving debris in here. So if this get clogged enough, it means your water inflow is hampered, right? And so I want to zoom this in so you can see it. You can see it. That's calcium all around it. This is the hot line, all right, and it has calcium deposit all around it. I took some off already, but you can see nothing there. This is making the washer strain, and so they just go in that hole. They literally just fit in there. All right. So I use this little plier, right? Plier, and just grab it and pull it out of this. Right. This is the intake. Now, the lines, when I took them off, I know there's going to be some water left in it, so I have this bucket. This is the water that I collected from that drain that I showed you in front. That water was collected from that drain, right? And then when I took this pipe, when I took the water line out, I put it here to drain out any water left in the line. Now, to take this off is similar to this, right? It's similar to this. To take it off, I use this tool. All right, you just grab it. It goes one direction. If you're tightening it, you will figure it out. The top, I can't. So this top sits on it, right? And you turn it. So if you use it this way, you are loosening it. And if you want to tighten it, you just turn it this way. Okay, I hope you can see it. So this way is to tighten it. You put it on top. So imagine I have this tube here. Where is it? Imagine I have this tube here and I want to tighten it. So I'll tighten it with my hand as much as I can, and then I put this tool on it, right, and tighten it. Okay, so if you don't have that tool, you can probably use a ply. If you're going to use a ply, you can use a channel lock. Okay, you can use a channel lock, or you can use this here. But when you do, if that's what you're going to use, I would recommend you use electrical tape and put it on it. That way you don't cringe it. So the electrical tape puts a little buffer in between the pressure you're putting on the plier or the channel lock to prevent damaging uh, this grip on this. Okay, so if you don't have this tool that I showed you and you want to use a plier or channel lock, make sure you put a electrical tape on that, wrap it a little bit on it before you put pressure from this on it to try to tighten it. That way you don't damage it. This is a plastic uh, fitting, so you know you don't want to put too much pressure on it. All right, so now that I showed you everything that I took off, it's going to be the reverse to put it back. I'm going to clean this, put it inside there. Remember, this is red for the hot water, this is blue for the cold water. It matches the color coding back here, right? So make sure your hot line goes to the hot intake, and then your cold line goes to your cold intake. And then I put it back, clean this, put it back, clean this, right? Put it back. Oh, by the way, to take this out, uh, if I can do a short. So this is a hook, right? There is a hook, okay? Uh, that hook, when it goes in, it locks it in place. So you just have to depress it, put your hand down and depress it a little to take it out. When you're taking it out, like you can see it, it goes in, it locks, and then you depress it and then you bring it out. All right. And so that's how I took that out. The front, it just fits. The front just fits on it. Those tubes align. The two tubes in here, right, align to the two tubes in here, and you just snap it in. And that's that simple. And then you clean this. And down here, I took this off. The drain has a plug for it. The plug kind of rolled under there. I don't know if you can see it. I'll get it someday. But it's under it rolled under the washer. So I'll get it before I close everything. Just open it up. Some of them screw, some of them it's just a plug. You just pull it out, right? And so you take it out, drain the water from this pipe, this tube, as much as you can. Otherwise, you have water all over the floor. And then you take this cartridge out. This is a filter. And when I took mine out, it was full with all this debris. Okay. And once you can clean that out, your washer is good to go. Now, you can see there's a little stains all over here. I can clean this up a bit. Also, another place you can look out to clean is inside this diaphragms. The diaphragms can accumulate a bit of debris, and sometimes when people talk about mold in their washers, it's coming from the diaphragm. And so you can just get some cloth and maybe soap water. I just use a dishwasher. Kitchen detergent, dishwasher detergent, and hot water, and clean it out with cloth. Right. Give a good clean to it. There's an extensive way to do it where you take the whole diaphragm off. Okay, but I don't want to go into that today. I'm not taking the diaphragm off. I'm just going to use hot water with the detergent and clean it out and dry it out. Make sure that it's not looking dirty. All right. And there's some other things accumulated in here. Pushing this, you can see here, do a little cleaning of those. Even this glass bowl can get a little cleaning because a little stains from the water over the months. To be honest with you, I've bought this washer and dryer since July of 2016. So it's going on 9 years. It's 8.5 years that I haven't serviced it at all. I'm not gonna lie. So I haven't serviced it. I've been seeing this thing, the 5E comes on the screen, and it will be beeping, and I just put it on, give it another start, and it goes to uh, extra rinse and call it a day. But it started draining water on the floor. When I started seeing the water drain on the floor, that's when I decided to look into this and look up how to uh, you know, service it. So this is my findings and what I'm doing, and I'm going to put this everything, clean everything, and put it back together. And I guarantee you, this wash will be back online. Okay. So before you go call a technician and pay $150 for them to just come take a look at it before they tell you what it is, try this. Try to clean it out first. That is, if you have Samsung, I showed you the model earlier. If you have Samsung front loader, the model, your model may be different, but they're all very similar. They operate similarly. I have the dryer too. The dryer doesn't give me any problem. So if he does, when he does, I will do another video on the dryer. So far, it's the washer that gives me a little noise here and there. I'm going to clean all those grooves and crannies and restore the washer back to life. I hope this helps, and let me know your thoughts.